I was about to give up because of the harsh midday sun. But let me show you my approach to this scene and the thoughts behind every choice that I made. This is where the story of this image starts. The thing that intrigued me here is that lone heather that we have in the snow. My intention for today is to capture the last greatness of the winter. I'm expecting this to be the last winter's day that I'm able to be out, and then we're gonna get a heat wave rolling through and the snow is gonna start to smell. So I really want to capture some of that lonely winter's feeling in a sense. And I think I found the perfect scene for it right here. One of the reasons why I wouldn't want to photograph this, and I've been struggling with it for a while hiking and just having a big trouble finding something, is the midday sun. It's really harsh, very difficult to find something that includes too much. So narrowing it in, I think, might solve this problem right here. And I think actually it's gonna work in my advantage in this particular case. This is where this lovely shadow being cast, very defined shadow, and that is going to work with the loneliness of the heather. So let's get into it and see what we get. So as you can see down here, obviously I want to include this, the heather. And well, I'm actually thinking including as much of the snow surrounding the heather as possible without starting to get any of the distractions surrounding it. So I'd say I don't want to include this shadow. I definitely don't want to include the rock starting over there. Don't want the tree to be included, and obviously not wanting to include any of the footpath here. So I'm going to try to frame something keeping this heather here centered, and then just allowing it to kind of zoom out as much as possible to really get the isolated feeling of the heather there in the snow. So what could work in my advantage here really is height. It's really the winter here that is the winter is really the main element. Then of course the heather is the anchor for the scene here, and then the shadow and the snow itself becomes more supporting, and the structure in snow. With the way the sun is coming in right here now, and just getting some definition, and it's sparkling quite a lot, and over here we get some shadows in the snow as well. So having the brighter part there, the shadow part there, and the contrast between that, it really adds to the supporting structure of the snow itself and allowing the heather to just rest within that. So as I said, I think height is going to be one of those things that's going to work in my favor, and then just keeping the right, trying to kind of point down at it. And up here I suppose I'm at maybe around 30 millimeters, 35 even. And that could work really well. I'm just looking here because I don't want to put the tripod so I'm disturbing any of the unmoved snow. Careful with that the whole day. So I think right here, have the tripod right there. I framed it up on a tripod now, and I'm just zooming out until I'm satisfied with the framing. And I think I have it right there. We have it really centered down here, and having a lot of space between the anchoring element right there and the frame. It gives it space to breathe. And zoom out a little bit. By giving enough room to breathe, but not introducing any of the distractions that otherwise would exist up, especially here in this corner, just gives it really gives that isolated feeling that I really wanted from it. It You can really see the winter's loneliness in the heather right there. By the way, if you want to dive deeper into how I make the decision that I make in field, I put together a complete list of the tools of composition, which is the framework that I use in order to know where to move and place the camera in order to capture the composition that I intend. You can download it for free in the description below. And as I said, the direct sun that has been a problem for me for a long time today actually worked in my favor here, casting those long shadows, very defined shadows, just emphasizing it and really adding that supporting structure to this scene. And I think that worked out really, really nicely. And just everything coming together into that loneliness, that sensation of winter. And yeah, I think this image really turned out good. I'm very happy with it. Even though it isn't a grand landscape, a lot of these smaller scenes can still convey a lot of what a day is feeling. So when you have harsh light, when you can't really photograph the grand scenes, the bigger scenes, even on a day like right now, I can't really photograph into the forest because it's too much contrast, too much thing happening. It gets too distracting. So really simplifying it, having one thing to focus in on, works really well. If you want to see how this same process plays out when the problem isn't the light, but the scene itself, too many elements, no clear order. The next video takes you into a spring mire where I almost walked past the composition entirely. Watch that one next.